Hassan got kicked out of another Denver venue. What is this?
Found out. I just found out there were like venue changes because I thought it was because like people were showing a lot of interest, and there were numerous venue changes. And the last venue that we arrived at, they canceled last second.
So let me get this straight. You thought they kept changing the venue because you were just more popular and you needed bigger and bigger venues, but the actual reason why they kept changing the venue is because nobody wanted to host you? I really think this is something special. It really is. That's pure cinema. Absolutely. It's good. I wonder how mad he would be if I wore something like this and I had like a red armband. Do you think he would be like, "Oh, well, it's just an outfit"? No, he would be farming that. He would be saying it's crypto messaging. Oh my God, do it? Maybe I should. And it'd be funny. A Hugo Boss jacket? I like that. Yeah, I like what they used to make. I like their old stuff. When? About like, I don't know, like maybe a little bit less than 100 years ago? Something like that, yeah. Yeah, that stuff was really good. They had that on.
Julie also dropped out. Senator Julie Gonzalez statement. Today, I'm deciding to no longer participate in the rally with the Piker at no fault of the event organizers. Multiple venues have canceled the 11th hour, and I have been...
Another group doesn't want to have anything to do with you. That's because you are a communist terrorist supporter. You are not a Democrat. You are not helpful to the Democrats. You want to infect Democrat policy with Middle Eastern identity politics. That's the reason why they don't want to have anything to do with you. You are an invasive species into the liberal and Democrat movement and party. You seek to subvert them and take them over and co-opt their platform for your own by using these big, emotionally charged issues to force your policy down everybody else's throats. Foreign policy. That's the reason why they don't like you. It's actually really simple. And by the way, they're justified in not liking that.
Told that it was a violation of the venue contracts. I appreciate Hassan Piker, Malak Quiroz, and Justin Pearson and Representative Donna McKinney for inviting us to engage. In my remarks today, I plan to speak about the toll that crisis after crisis, outrage after outrage, and the trauma after trauma inflicts on Coloradans, while both Democratic establishment and MAGA extremists either take voters like us for granted or even worse, fail to take our pain into consideration at all. These are big business owners that are capitulating to at a time when there's unprecedented amounts of attacks on free speech. These are big...
It's not free speech. You'd have no problem. Like, was Hassan ever advocating for Nick Fuentes to be unbanned or platformed anywhere? Never. So you are actually advocating the opposite. You don't care about free speech. You only care about your speech. The only time you hear about these people talking about free speech is when their terrorism support communist garbage is getting pushed back. He got Nick banned, according to Nick. I think that he did, actually. I think that after we had that debate in like 2000, what was it, like 19 or something? It was like me, Train, Sargon, Nick, Hassan, and a Destiny. Yeah, I think those are the 6 people there. Like the day after that, Nick got banned.
Business owners that seemingly are supposed to be apolitical or liberal adjacent.
Why are they supposed to be liberal adjacent? And also, like, how, like, what does that have to do? Like, if they're apolitical, why would they want to have somebody who's like a radical extremist? Like, if they're apolitical, that means that they don't want to deal with anybody who's like a crazy person. Duh.
Turning around and leaning into the right-wing smears. Like, this kind of disruption does not happen to right-wingers, man. This kind of disruption...
Oh, that's so true. You're right. Yeah, it's not like there was not a concerted effort to completely condemn Nick Fuentes by every single establishment Republican for 5 years. You're right that Tucker Carlson even invited him on and was polite to him and then afterwards said that he was problematic. No, for sure, man. No, you're special and it only happens to you. Oh, yeah. And what about Charlie Kirk? Charlie Kirk got shot. This is it. Look at fucking, Alex Jones.
regardless of the amount of pushback that they receive from actual student groups and actual protesters and actual organizers, schools never do this kind of thing. Venues never do this kind of thing for Ben Shapiro. They never do this kind of thing for
because Ben Shapiro doesn't support terrorism. That's the reason why. He doesn't support terrorism, and he doesn't have a bunch of different clips justifying and saying that, you know, for example, the U.S. deserved 9/11.
Charlie Kirk. It only goes in one direction. I find that very odd.
Supporting terrorism.
Yeah, like Milo Yiannopoulos, like people who are rabble-rousers and firebrands.
Milo got completely deplatformed, and everybody cut ties with him because of like weird accusations he had like 5 years ago or 4 years ago. That's not even true either. And it took him a really long time to rebuild himself. And even now, he's like a fringe character. Like, you have to remember, Milo was on the Bill Maher show. Like, he was on the cusp of going mainstream. A couple of clips came out that made him look kind of weird. And I don't remember what the details were, if you want me to be honest. And I think it had to do with something like with people being underage. I'm not accusing him of anything, but it's just, I remember I thought it sounded weird. And so, like, then that totally destroyed him. So that's not even true. Like, he's literally just inventing, like, it's not even true.
But spew hateful rhetoric on purpose. Those people never got their venues canceled. There was never an instance where these venues were canceled. And what's better yet, here's what's interesting about this. There wasn't even any, like, real protests. No one was like, oh my God, Hassan's coming to Denver. I protest that.
Yeah, they just shot Charlie Kirk. Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah.
It's just
so true.
Phone calls.
And bullets.
It's just shady back...
Bullets. There's bullets, too. Phone calls and bullets.
Room deals. That's what makes it even crazier. Because it's not like there are a lot of people. As a matter of fact, there are a lot of people who were excited to participate in this event.
Yeah, of course.
These venues have... due to, I guess, pressure from big donors, pressure from the Trump administration, potentially, pressure from establishment Democrats that didn't want this event to take place, turned around and canceled their contracts last minute to gum up the works, to move people around. It's actually shocking. Live Nation Entertainment.
Good.
Live Nation Entertainment leans blue, technically. With their
the thing is that you think that that you're on their side. You don't think that you're on their side. You have openly said negative things about Democrats and liberals for years. Everybody sees that. And there are a lot of Democrats, and I know you guys might not want to hear this in my chat, but there's a lot of good, God-fearing, American, patriotic Democrats that are just, in my opinion, misled, wrong, and just, you know, they don't have the right take on things. They see old Joe Biden, and they're like, there's old Joe. We're going to vote for Joe. All right. And this person isn't evil. They're not evil. They're not an awful person. They're an American. They have a different opinion than you do. Maybe their opinion's silly, but they're Americans. They have no problem unequivocally condemning terrorist actions. This is no problem for them. And by the way, this is the majority of Democrats. It is. And people like Hassan want to take over the Democratic Party. That's what they want to do. They want to take it over and then co-opt it to push their foreign agendas.
Donations. Ugh. But what I mean is this. If any Republican went through this process, if any Republican commentator, no matter how right-wing they are, had a similar process like this, the entirety of the media apparatus would make a fuss over it. The entire Republican media apparatus would be up in arms saying, see, the liberals hate free speech. They're doing it again. We don't have a similar system. That's what I'm talking about. Even if it's like beneficial, there are moments where you bury the hatchet. Okay?
You have no intention of burying the hatchet. You're not burying it. You're hiding it behind your back. That's what you're doing. You're hiding it behind your back, you're shaking their hand, and then whenever they turn around, you pull it back out again. That's what you do. And it's obvious, and people see through it. People are seeing through it, and they are seeing that this increasingly annoying, aggressive, and I would say violent ideologue group of leftists, I think is not beneficial. I think they're totally un-American. They hate America. They hate Western values. They hate freedom of speech. Don't ever listen to them whenever they say that they like freedom of speech. The only time they like freedom of speech is whenever they're the ones using it. The moment that it's time for your freedom of speech, well, now we have to talk about, the harm that this could cause.
If there is like factional infighting,
like you're literally cosplaying a dictator. You're cosplaying a communist mass murder dictator. What are you doing? How do you have this little self-awareness that you are doing? This is like me dressing up like Hitler with a red armband and saying, I don't know why nobody wants to collab with me. I don't know why nobody likes me. I'm just a Republican. Think about how bad that looks. Oh my God.
Amongst the left and the liberals, this is an instance where you bury the hatchet.
No.
To fight back against the Republican forces that we are supposedly aligned in combating. Okay? That's how it works.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't work that way. He's only saying that, like, any sort of appeal that he will make for camaraderie or for any form of cooperation will be to his benefit. Exclusively to his benefit, and to the long-term not benefit, detriment to everybody else.
Republicans understand that, and they let bygones be bygones all the time. They put their...
You couldn't do that with Ethan. You didn't do that with Ethan at all. So, like, what do you mean, let bygones be bygones?
Differences aside, when it comes down to combating liberalism, leftism, and all manner of progress.
Why would you think that... never mind.
I don't like this. There's something strange taking place here.
It's going to get worse, too. It's going to get a lot worse. Because you support terrorists, and you are inside of this country. You live like a luxurious millionaire. You're living like a celebrity. You're cosplaying communist dictator mass murderers. You're trying to force Middle Eastern identity politics into the Democrat Party. And you have openly supported terrorist groups that kill Americans. It's going to get a lot worse. You're going to get kicked out of a lot of other events. And all this mainstream attention that you think that you're getting, you think this is a good thing. It's not. You should have known this. You should have never tried to do this.
I'm going to be honest with you. I mean, there's a new element of danger involved with this situation now that it's like literally an unsanctioned outdoor event. It feels like a level of coordination that I did not...
Nobody wants to have anything violent or bad happen to Hassan. And anybody in chat who's saying, I do, or something stupid, let me just preemptively say that. No, you don't. That will just galvanize and make him a martyr, or it will make him look sympathetic if something bad happens. We do not want that to happen. I do not support that at all. It is disgusting. Nobody should be advocating for any violence at all. And I wish you had known that, and you had banned all of the people that when you were reading the manifesto of the Islamic terrorist that murdered 2 Israeli diplomats in the middle of the night, just leaving a fucking, what was it, a banquet or something like that. Your own chat was spamming hearts for a literal Islamic terrorist murderer. I wish you would say the same thing.
Fucking think would take place.
So we had a bunch of security. We had 13 security guards there, ready to go. We're like, just in case.
So what was their response for it?
Their response was actually, they were like, in the email, they're like, hey, we're just getting pushback from community. We can't do that today. We go in there, and he looks pretty emotional. And he's like, I've been getting blown up my phone all morning. from people who own this place and the people who own like the lots, the people who own malls around here, like high up in like corporations.
Good.
And he was spooked. He's like, people blew up my phone. I've never seen this before.
Good.
I'm a small business. I can't do this. They're telling me it's a safety risk. And this is the craziest thing, is he's like, you didn't tell me it was a neo-Nazi
Good. Great.
rally. And I was like, okay, what? And you were there. Yeah, I was shocked when he said that. Called another venue, same story. So there was something happening with venue owners that they were talking to each other that don't book this event.
I mean,
Found out.
they're not neo-Nazis. It's just that they support a lot of the same groups that would do the same things the Nazis would. Like, what do you think Hamas would do to the Jews? Probably the Holocaust. Duh. What do you think the Houthis would do to the Jews? The Holocaust. That's what they do. So, I mean, I don't even know how this is a conversation. Like, really. It's conspiracy. And is very much obsessed with death and killing. I don't know. Like, this is the reason why, like, for example, Hassan had people that were, like, heckling him at, like, some, you know, like, event in, like, California or something. I didn't cover that. I'm never going to cover. I think he asked me, like, not privately, just publicly. He said he didn't want me to cover things with, like, him being, like, kind of annoyed in public by people. And I've respected that because I don't want to have anything bad happen to him. I mean, if you want me to be honest, like, I really don't. Like, I don't want to have that happen at all. So, yeah, it's just that simple. And also, dude, straight up said people need to stop dogpiling on Charlie because he's a strategic asset for them. Wait, what is this here? Stop dogpiling on Charlie because he's a strategic asset? What?
I'm sitting here listening to Iran news and Charlie's talking about me. Is this new? Chat help. Ian watches these. I don't. No, this is the second video. He did the first video. I didn't think he gave a fair shake to the situation. I chalked it up to him not being super in tune with what's going on. I even said if Moist knew the extent of the harassment campaigns conducted by Ethan Klein against Ian and Anissa, that he would have a different attitude on it. Or if he knew about the actual timeline of events in terms of like when Ethan started attacking content creators and how he started attacking content creators, that he would probably have a different attitude. Or even if he knew more about the harassment campaigns altogether.
Like I said, friends sending it to me, or when I do stream, which isn't daily, I'm a semi-retired streamer, but when I do stream...
Look, I think we got to be tactical here. And tactically speaking, if we're being super fucking straightforward about this, you got to think about the utility. The utility of assuming that Moist Critical is perfectly knowledgeable about the lawsuits. Whether that's the case or not doesn't matter. Okay, he was always knowledgeable about the lawsuits, and he was like personally not saying things about it. I don't know if there's a lot of utility in bringing that to the forefront, rather than being like, "Hey, this video was great, and there's a lot more information out there. You know, if you take a look at it, I think you would have a different perspective."
This is the exact reason the Democrats keep canceling your venues. It's because you don't recognize them as people, and you view their platforms as just a vehicle for you to push your own narrative. This is the exact reason, is the way that you talk about them. This is exactly it. Like, I don't see how, like, how you don't see this.
I do think that it sided, perhaps, or gave far too much charitability to the party that is engaging in frivolous litigation. But I think it's, you know, it's better to just be like, hey, I'm not going to immediately assume that you're being cynical here and trying to maintain like a centrist position against a lot of content creators that are considered.
Well, and the thing is that Hassan will always create drama and indirectly enable his audience to attack Charlie because his audience doesn't accept centrism. They are if you're not with us, you're against us audience. So they will always attack Charlie and harass him and try to make up lies about him, etc. because these people are, you know, aggressive people that are willing to do that because they think that they have the right way. That's it. They're extremists. Yeah, they're extremists.
What? Hassan, why are you trying to kill more Pegasus? And I say this as someone who has been on the receiving end of Moist Critical's commentary that I found to be not so nuanced, right? I mean, he very quickly did the Kayagate video. He's one of the first to do the Kayagate video, and I'm still saying that. I mean, Ethan Klein is a menace. Ethan Klein is not only a menace about frivolous litigation, he has a lot of money and he's wasting it in an effort to destroy his enemies, right? In an effort to bury them under costly paperwork. That's number one. Number two, Ethan Klein has done everything that he claims is being done to him, and far worse, to numerous content creators.
So he uploaded another content creator's video with a full reaction to it in its entirety, and then said that he was doing it with the express intent purpose of depriving the original creator of revenue. When did Ethan do that? I don't remember him doing that. Who was that? I don't know. It might be his cameraman or his friend. Who the fuck knows?
He is vicious. He's ruthless. He's a bully. He never shies away from bullying content creators. He does it all the time. He does it like a sport, and his community certainly revels in that.
What do you guys do?
His community loves it. They participate in the fun of it all.
Good.
So what he claims is snark subreddits or whatever. His community is a snark subreddit. If you had this much smoke for a DMCA takedown, should ruin your reputation forever. Then people were fair to ask where the smoke was for an actual lawsuit trying to restrict fair use. Now he doesn't know. Does he still agree with that? No, I don't think he...
Yeah, see, this is the reason. Is that they're purity testers. They're purity testers and they're extremists.
does. And I do think that he's being nicer to Ethan Klein than he should be. I think he's being, in an effort to maintain a fair...
This is why everybody hates you. This is exactly why everyone hates you. It's actually crazy that you don't understand this. It's so obvious. Like, for example, I've never said this about somebody who is like a neutral creator. Like, if somebody criticizes me directly, I'll respond to them. Obviously, I always do. Not always, but I usually do. But like these weird insinuations and like these, like kind of passive, statements of approval of your audience attacking them. Like, that's, what are we doing?
Fair position, while simultaneously not siding too much with unfavorable parties. Because let's be real, in the spaces that Moist Critical occupies, in the spaces that we all occupy, we are the minority position. In the real world, we're not the minority position. But on the internet...
Is that why are all the venues getting canceled?
The drama and the slop tuber adjacent spaces, we are not the norm. Our worldview is actively undermined. Our worldview is actively under attack. And I do think that reflects on who, not just Charlie, but who everyone else hears from as well. I see this as baby steps moving
Anissa's in his chat.
in the right direction. Perhaps I'm too optimistic. But even the brief coverage afforded to it, while many might consider too little too late, is a step in the right direction, that things are actually shifting.
That's right. And this is something I hope Charlie sees this. He doesn't see you as a person. He doesn't want to be your friend. He doesn't care about your platform. He doesn't care about what your opinions are. He only cares about using your platform to push his agenda. That's it. That's all there is to it. There's no fine print. There's no and. That's just all there is to it.
The reason why I say
strategic asset
is because for the last 3 years, there wasn't a real peep from not only Charlie, but the overwhelming majority of the commentary YouTube community was actively in support of Ethan's lawsuits, regardless of the fact that they were very obviously frivolous on its face.
Lay a trap for specific content creators that he doesn't like due to the commentary that they actually deployed on this video, and he doesn't like their political perspective, and that's literally the reason why he was, launching this suit against them, as opposed to XQC and Asmongold and numerous other people.
You already know the answer to this. And this is the reason why he has such a problem. This is why I think everybody hates him. It's because you constantly, actively refuse to engage with any degree of the truth at all. You know that the reason why the lawsuit is happening is not because of the reaction. You know that it's because it was uploaded with the express intent of depriving the user of revenue. You know this, but you are repeating a lie over and over and over again to hopefully message to your followers and to other people to also repeat this other lie that is an intentional misunderstanding that Ethan explained multiple times, multiple ways. I don't understand this. Like, this is why people hate you.
That actually watched the content nuke themselves and didn't offer like anything extravagant as far as reactions goes in comparison to like Morgan or Denims or even Caseytron. And Caseytron was the only person that was able to, I guess, fundraise enough to be able to continue this lawsuit, and instead of like, you know, getting a default judgment.
Oh, he means Denims.
Or potentially, you know, conceding like Caseytron did. And Denims, I'm glad she pursued it because of that pursuit, we found out that Ethan's own legal claims that his lawyer made were used against him in the default or in the.
If somebody was rebroadcasting Hassan's stream one for one and then adding in commentary where they made fun of him, and they were doing it and it was taking views away from his main stream, like he was getting like, let's say 5K viewers now, and the stream making fun of him had like, let's say 20K viewers instead, Hassan would try to get that stream shut down. He would. And so the entire paradigm of this is completely dishonest, and everybody knows that. I'm sure she's really glad after today. All it took to drop the lawsuit was an apology. Yeah.
Judgment and the default judgment that came out. Sorry, he meant Denim's, not Casey. Sorry. Oh, sorry. Yes.
So to me, that illustrates that maybe these lawsuits.
Oh my God. Holy fuck. This is crazy. This is insane. Like, it's really like who made this? I don't know.
Aren't coming from a genuine place of trying to enforce real fair use and are potentially just coming from a place of revenge. Now, I don't know the intricacies of everyone.
I don't know why he always like qualifies it. 100% that is the case. Like, this is what I mean. You don't have to qualify it this hard. I mean, look, it's your show, and you know,
well, because he doesn't know about it, right? And this is, even when this is the thing, is that this is how you know that somebody like Hassan will always do this. Even when Charlie says effectively what he wants him to say, which is, in my opinion, I think inaccurate. I don't agree with what Charlie said, but that's it's his opinion. He's going to think whatever he wants. At the end of the day, though, even that's not good enough for you. You want him to not qualify it and continue harassing every single step of the way.
I'm not implying anything, but it's just like,
I'm not implying anything.
It's confusing to me why there is this layer of qualification every time where it's like, well, you know, I kind of feels to me like Ethan Klein is maybe engaging in an act of revenge, petty vengeance. Yeah, I mean, you're right.
Because he doesn't want to engage himself in a lawsuit either. I'm in a lawsuit right now. I'll probably be in another one soon. What is it? I don't know yet, but I'm sure I'll find out. This is the way, like, doing commentary on the internet. No, I mean, there's nothing upcoming that I know about. I'm just saying, like, realistically, I'm a very popular guy. A lot of people talk about what I say, and this is just what happens. This is what happens. And so Charlie doesn't want to say that because he doesn't want to have Ethan do anything potentially to him. He doesn't want to, and I think this is a policy, and you see more creators doing this now, where they usually qualify their statements by saying allegedly or something like that. Why is that? It's because of all these lawsuits, and I think that's justified. I do, because these people are totally destroying the lives of everybody else, other people, in a lot of these cases. So yeah, and also a lawsuit costs like I don't know how much mine has cost so far. I have no idea. Like it's over $100,000. I know that, but like I don't even know. Like, I look at the number and like somebody else pays it. I don't even think about it, right? And so, but like for an average person, I mean, Charlie's also, I mean, truth is like Charlie's also rich, right? I mean, what's funny is like me, Hassan, and Charlie, we all have like ridiculous amounts of money. And none of this is actually a problem, but you don't want to engage in this, right? You don't want to deal with this. My divorce cost 100K. Oh, you got off light.
He is. That is what he's doing. And it's not a real lawsuit. There was no real harm done, and it's very obvious. And not only that, but Ethan has also like gotten away with it, as you also correctly called out, because nobody wants to defend the people that he was seeking to punish.
Yeah, because they're terrorist supporter psychos that attack people randomly for no reason, and they purity test endlessly. Casey Tron is a disgusting hag. Frogan is an obnoxious terrorist supporter bitch. And Denims is an OnlyFans girl trying desperately to be taken seriously as a political commentator. Nobody wants to be around these people. Nobody likes them. That's just the truth. Obviously. Fat. Frogan's actually lost weight. I mean, good for her, right? I don't know why she's like this.
There are not a lot of allies, not for the rest of the normies or anything like that, but there are not a lot of allies in the commentary sphere for female content creators in particular. Let's be real, okay?
You know who the biggest ally to female content creators is? Me. It's me. Whenever there's a girl that does something wrong, or a girl that isn't doing something wrong, it is always me that comes out and defends them and tries to have the opinion and the take that is accurate and fair. I don't care about going against the grain. I don't care about going against incels. I don't care about going against foids. I don't give a shit. I will always give them the correct take and be fair to them. The simp? Yes. It's not being a simp. It's being truthful. And you want to know what's funny about it? Is that women, I think a lot of women understand that. They do. Because a lot of guys will either always attack or always defend women, because both of those positions come from a place of dehumanization. They don't view women as adult people who are able to make their own decisions and come to their own conclusions and who are responsible for their own actions. Both of these groups of people, either the ones that hate them all the time or the ones that love them all the time and defend them all the time, both groups come at it from a place that fundamentally dehumanizes and takes the agency away from these adult women who sometimes make good or bad decisions. Except for me. Except for me.
Some of these female content creators are also very outspoken, so that's, 2 strikes. And they were outspoken on an issue that is considered a no-touch issue like Israel, so that's 3 strikes and you're out.
It's a no-touch issue like Israel. Most people are generally sympathetic to Palestine, including me. Like, I'm sympathetic to them too. I think what's happening to the people in Gaza is horrible. Like, it's terrible. Like, it's terrible that they're getting bombed by Israel, and it's terrible that they're being occupied by Hamas. I feel like, how many of you guys also feel the same way? I feel like that's the way a lot of people feel. Same with Lebanon, right? The Lebanese people, like, I think it's terrible that they're being occupied by Hezbollah, and it's terrible they're being bombed by Hamas, by Israel. Do a poll. I think that's what most people think. Bro, I couldn't give a fuck. I don't really, like, giving a fuck isn't the point. I'm not losing sleep over this, but if you ask me if something is right or wrong, I'm going to give you my opinion. Like, I'm not saying that you have to cry and go out and fundraise and, carry around this cross, but I'm asking you, like, I think that there's a lot of people that just have this opinion. Israel's right. That's not that. The point is that even if Israel is right, there are still millions of people, whether it's the Germans in World War II, whether it's the Japanese in World War II, whether it's fucking, the Vietnamese in the Vietnam War, Koreans in the Korean War. The end result is that war claims the lives of a lot of innocent people. It does. The Iranians now, Iranian civilians have been killed because of the, the war in Iran, right? Or the battle or operation, whatever you want to call it. They've been killed, and that's terrible. They didn't deserve that. It's horrible to see that happen. Does that mean that you can never have wars? You can never have any war? Of course you should have. There are wars that are justified, but at the same time, you can also understand and commiserate with the people who were unfairly and, innocently cowed as collateral damage. I think that both of these things are very true, and reasonable people understand this. But he's trying to assign this again to Israel, right? And I just, every time I see these clips, it's just so fucking embarrassing. It's so stupid. It's so obnoxious. I don't like this at all. And it's just many, many such cases.